Good evening, folks. Yeah, as I promised, we're back. And as I said, I glued the that little I can say that little rubber sleeve. It was a bit of heat shrink actually. Let me see if I can show you again. Well, you can have a look at the last video and you'll be able to see what I did. There we are. What I did, is that right? What I done, rather, Harvey. There we go. See that little rubber sleeve? That's a bit of heat shrink. And what I did, I put a couple of tiny little dabs of Yoo-hoo glue because it was slipping off on fast forward, because it wasn't tight enough, if you see what I mean. It wasn't like tight where I had to pull it down over the actual metal thing. It kept climbing upwards. Now I can't get the tape back on. Oh god. Hang on, I'm trying to do things with one hand. It's impossible. I don't know how people cope if they only got one hand. I really don't know how they do it. Right, there we go. Yeah, so anyway, as you recall before, the fast forward was really sluggish because it was rubber on a metal surface, like the rubber idler. There was rubbing on the metal surface. So what I did, put a bit of heat shrink over. Luckily, I had just a small piece left that literally slipped over it, and it was very slightly loose, as I said. So I put 2 little drops of Yoo-hoo glue. And I left it for about 5 hours just to be sure, as they say in Ireland. To be sure, to be sure, to be sure. So left it for a little while. Right, you want to see the result? Before I put its clothes on. The next video will be with the machine all back together again, because I hate seeing it like this. So I've done everything I've got to do really now. So let me just put it into play again, just to remind you what it sounds like. Hang on again. Oh God, it's hard to do this one hand.
Yeah. Nice work, your message got through.
Oh, good, sir. I'm very pleased about
Dad's
that,
Army.
Ah, there you are, Wilson.
Oh, I can't find it, sir. It was vanished with a thin air. We looked everywhere, Mr. Manning. We really did.
Don't worry. He's on his way to GHQ. Plus, another one that Walker managed to round up.
Oh yeah, by the way, I think I might have mentioned in the last video, one of the last videos, that it had a magic eye. It hasn't got a magic eye because it's got automatic level control, this particular model. I think it's the same chassis as the earlier models with the magic eye, with manual record, but this is automatic. So, see that big space there? That was originally for magic eye. So all it's got there is a little bulb, and it's got a little green disc on top. That's it. So there we go. So it just lights up green. Let's see if it's still in place there. Heard a funny noise. Hang on. Is it alright? Yeah, it's still in position. Is it still there? Yeah. Yeah, stuck firmly. Right. Show the fast forward now. Now if you look in the last video, you can see how sluggish it was. Really bad. There we go. My trick works every single time. Look at that. How much better is that? I had to give it a little tilt before, a little knock, and it sort of went forward but not fast enough. I mean, this is much better. And remember, it's an odd size reel. I'm pulling a larger reel on that side, so it's not too bad. Look at that, that's much better. Oh, it's so hard to do this one hand. All these controls. These controls are very stiff. Now the tape's gone underneath. Oh God. In a second. Oh, so hard to do this damn thing one-handed. As I said, I've got to get one of these stands and put the other phone on. I've got a Android phone, so what I'll do, I'll put it on top of my fridge over there, and got a load of pill bottles as always, a load of vitamins and that. I'm going to clear it all, stick it in the bag, put the camera up there directing towards the actual desk, so I don't have to keep doing this with my damn hands holding the phone all the time. It's a nightmare. So there we go. Look, rewind is great. It's always been good to rewind. I'll show you. Look at that. Rewind's always been good. Bit of a noise there, that but I think that's normal for these tape decks. They weren't, as I said, they weren't built for studios or anything like that. They were just built for the domestic market. Right, let's do the fast forward again. There we go. So much better. Look at that. And all it needed was a tiny little bit of rubber, a bit of heat shrink, it's the widest one I had, and as I said, I only had a tiny bit left, and I had to trim it just exactly right. And I just trimmed it by eye. I didn't even measure it, and you know what? Look at it. It's dead right. Why do it make its levers so stiff? God, look, the tape's come off the thing again because it needs to be on the reel table. You need to have the reel table on. You can't have it like this running on the chassis like that. It's not right. Hang on, I'm going to put it all together in a minute. So can you see what I did there? Can you see it? I don't want to take it off again. Yeah, look, can you see that under there? Piece of rubber on it. Just a bit of heat shrink over the metal. And that's it. Solved all the problems with a fast forward. As I said, I've done the same little trick with a Grundig machine because they suffer some the same problems really. So there we go. Right, I'm going to stop this video and join you up with the next one, and when you'll see it with all its clothes on. And then maybe later or tomorrow I might make a recording. So what I'll do, I'll get my little portable CD player, whack a CD in. What can I use? I don't want to use Beatles because you can't play Beatles. You get copyright immediately. I'll find something, some obscure bit of music, I don't know. There we go. So I'll be back in about, well, for you it'd be about 2 seconds. For me it'd be about half an hour. Alright then, talk to you all later. Bye for now. Hi, welcome back. Here we go. Right, so that took me about half an hour, whereas that took you about, I think you had to wait about 2 seconds. So here we are. There it is in all its glory. Doesn't it look nice, eh? Look at that. That's its cover. I've got to give that little wipe over on the other side. It's a little bit dirty, a little bit grubby here and there, but you know. And the locks as well. I mean, a lot of people, they really go to town and they clean all the little rust off the locks. You know what? I'll leave it as it is because I like to keep a little bit of its patina. It's old age, in other words. You know, it's like someone. Let me think of a good example of a good. What's the other word they normally use as an example? I can't think of it. Anyway, it's like someone who's about 90 years old and they have a load of plastic surgery. And they look awful. Same thing. I like to keep a bit of its originality. You know, it's got a tiny little scratch here, look, on the plastic going across. Someone must have scratched it, but you know what? Just leave it as it is. What the hell? That doesn't it look better altogether again? Nice, eh? 4-track machine. I forgot to tell you that in the first place. It's 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. So, you know, it's double the recording time, which is really for the domestic markets. Most professionals only use a 2-track machine, not 4-track, because it's using a smaller portion of the tape and the quality is not as good. So this is why all the pros use 2-track machines, not 4-track. But there we go, look, sounding lovely.
Gentlemen, we have good news today. We have an issue of field service caps.
Lovely.
We also have an issue of uniform trousers. However, owing to a slight error, they've got to be changed.
Sorry about the dad's arm bit. It's the only thing I don't get copyright on.
Sergeant Wilson and Lance Corporal Jones will issue the caps. Sir Wilson, yes, you take 1 half of the platoon. Jones, you take the other. All right, sir.
Private Walker, come and collect your cap. Blimey, you don't expect me to stick one of those on my head, do you? You can stick it.
Lovely machine.
I'm just a man.
Right, let's try the fast forward again. Perfect. That's how it should be. And it takes 7-inch reels as well. But as I say, the only thing is, what was I going to say? Can't remember now. God. It's drawbacks. What's the drawbacks in it? Oh, it's a 4-track machine. That's about it really. But you got double the recording time. As I said, these machines were intended for the domestic market and people could squeeze in more recording times. Because what you can do, you stick it on track 1, you rewind it right all the way to the beginning, and then you press tracks 2 and 3. And then you can record again on the same side, then turn it over and do exactly the same thing again. So you get quadruple playing time. But obviously the quality is not as good as 2-track because 2-track machines use half and half of the tape. So, you know, like the lower half and the top half. So it uses the whole width of the tape, if you see what I mean, divided into 2, but whereas this is divided into 4. Look at that, that's it, should work, that's more like it. Oh, it's so hard to do this one hand. Oh my god, hang on a minute, I'm having trouble here. Oh god. It's any trouble with these controls, they're very stiff, because there's a heavy spring over there, but sounds lovely. That's it. I don't know if the tone is working, you know what, I don't really care about that. It's probably a capacitor a little bit weak, but you know what, who cares, doesn't matter.
Go be your head. Oh, thank you, Private Walker. Now keep him covered, Pikey. Yes. Right, quick, march, lay, right, lay, right, lay, right. What's the time, Watson? It's just after 200 hours, sir. What's that? 2 a.m. All right, all right. I know what it means. What else is that? Come here. Permission to speak, sir? Good Lord, Jones. What is it? We call it a Jerry, sir. You what? A Nazi parachutist, sir. I showed him my assy guy and he came as quiet as a mouse. They don't like it up, see? They don't like it up. All right. Where is he? Well, Putt and Walker, they've got him in the hall. Let's have a look at him. Lead on, Jones. Yes, right, sir. Here he is, sir.
There we go. Right, the only thing I'm going to point out, all right, if you're going to refurbish one of these, go easy on the cleaning. I mean, I see that top there, I just cleaned that because there's hardly any lettering in there. It's only that little E letter there for Elizabethan. Let me turn this down a bit. And as I say, you don't want to go overboard. What I generally use is a bit of flash liquid. I don't know if you've got it in the States, flash liquid. It's like a very green, luminous sort of liquid. And I sort of mix up half and half. So half of water, half of flash liquid. And just go over it very gently. And I try to avoid all that lettering. Because if you erase that lettering, oh my god, it's just literally going to ruin the whole looks of the machine. Then you've got to start sticking little labels on and all that, which you don't want. See, all that lettering, you don't want to get rid of that. And that 4-track, where it says 4-track, where's the damn camera? Oh, I hate iPhones. You can never find out where there it is. Right, the lens is over there somewhere, isn't it? And see, so you've got to go easy on this. I mean, I could really clean this as good as the top part, but I don't want to. I'm going to leave it because excuse me, oh, frog in my throat. Rebeep. So I'll try to avoid all these areas, you know, with the lettering. But and then if you try to cover up with a bit of tape and then you clean it, then it's going to look silly because you're going to have a square of slightly darker plastic. So you know what, I'll just leave it the way it is. And there we go, Elizabethan. See? That's the brand name of this machine. Made in Romford in England. That's literally about 5 miles away from me, if that. There we go. One lovely machine. Let's rewind it now. And I'll tell you what, I always keep my nails very short, look at that. Because you can tell whether a woman has actually owned a tape recorder, one of these, because they've normally got long nails and they scratch off all the lettering, all the little diagrams, all the little symbols. So this was owned by a guy, I think, maybe, I don't know. It's going to rewind. Got to rewind. Let's try to fast forward one more time. And that's another machine done. Next machine I've got work on is one of my Tandberg machines. When I turn the volume up too high, it tends to cut off and the lights go dim on the indicator. So I think one of the capacitors is gone. So I'll have to go into the power supply section and replace a few of the power supply caps. That's what it is. It's got to be. So that's the next thing I'm going to work on. And there we go. Let's try to fast forward again. There we go. Beautiful. Tiny piece of rubber over that little metal shaft. Brilliant. Well pleased. Counter's still working, let's hope. Yeah, I put one of those cheap Chinese belts on there. That's all I had. And it seems to be alright. It's doing the job. How long for though, I don't know, but there we go. I might try recording on this next before I actually put it away. So we'll see. I might do recording. Those sockets look a bit rusty. I should have cleaned them up slightly, just with a bit of emery paper. It might still work alright, I don't know. This machine is not really intended, well, the reason why I want to use it is just to play an odd tape now and again. I've got no intentions of making top quality recordings on it, put it that way, because it's 4-track as well. So that's another reason. I like recording on 2-track machines. That's good enough for me. Oh, these damn controls are always hard. Might put a bit more grease in there actually, I don't know.
You're waiting from GHQ here about this.
Nah, I think it's greased enough. It's greased enough. Greased up enough, I think.
It is, sir. It's been cut off. Cut off?
Cut off?
Enemy
Cut off?
No, sir, the GPO. What?
One more little listen, then I'll
Don't they know
cut
there's
this.
a war on? Here I am in command of a unit with a valuable prisoner, and my communications have been severed.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, sir.
my communications have not been severed.
What?
Well, there's a phone at my shop and I'll ring them for you.
Ah, well done, Jones. You go to it.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Bye, Jones. Come in.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, what's the matter, Jones?
I don't know the number, sir.
I'll write it down for you. You've done very well tonight, Jones. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
There's the number. With men like you, this country has no need to fear for the future.
Oh, thank you, sir. And you can have half a pound of liver when I come back.
Thank you, Jones. Be as quick as you can.
Why, are you hungry, sir?
Oh, good.
Goodbye, sir.
Oh, get out. Now, Wilson. I wonder if I ought
Here we
to
go.
get that men outside and...
Oh, really? I've got a
find
frog
out
in my
if
throat
there's any
tonight.
more of them
Oh,
roaming
God.
around the countryside. You don't speak any German.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, I need a drink. So there we go. That's the Elizabethan automatic. And I didn't really have to do much to it. Just lubricate it all over and the electronics are fine. I left it alone. As they say, you know the old saying? If it's not broke, yep, you got it. Don't fix it. It's fine. And as I say, all the capacitors, they had the little mustard coloured ones. They never ever go wrong. Never known them to go bad. The mustard coloured Mullard type. And that's it. There we go. Brilliant. Let's turn it off now and upload this video. Oh no, I want to rewind the tape first, don't I, silly Billy? Silly Billy. There we go. Beautiful. Can't remember how much I paid for it. What did I pay for this machine? I can't remember. I think it was about £30 or something like that. Something like that. Can't remember now. I bought this about when was it? Was it last year or the year before? I don't know now. Time goes so quickly. It was too fast for my liking, that's for sure. But I might stop it there. I might play some more actually of this Dad's Army. It's quite good. There we go. Lovely machine. Beautiful. Alright then folks, I'm going to join us on to the other clip you saw earlier on. And I will bid you farewell. Bye for now.